You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
And I think what's great with the tech industry is most companies really prioritize work-life balance.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that I've been in a lot of different industries, like medical industry, retail, hospitality. Hospitality, they could care less. But the tech industry, they really will, our HR rep will email us and she'll say, make sure you take some time off, use your PTO. So they, really create first of all, prioritizing that.
Yeah.
And then my schedule is very flexible. So, I'm really the one that's bringing the kids to school, picking them up from school, which allows him, because his hours a little bit longer than mine. And then evenings is when he works, and he does a lot with the content. We both kind of do that, but we'll tag team. So if I'm doing an interview with someone, he'll keep the kids. Or if he has to edit something, I'll keep the kids.
Yeah.
And because we're home during the day, we do get a lot done during the day.
Yeah.
So if I have to run to the grocery
Errands,
store,
yes.
throw something on the crock pot.
True.
I can get a lot done so that the evenings now are focused on the kids and homework.
And family. That's so beautiful.
So, it just kind of works.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode, but more about them later after the interview.
So, of course, with Tech is the New Black, we know the whole notion is really putting people onto the beauty of this industry. And the beauty of the industry, we can talk about whether it's remote work or we talk about the pay or just the culture, equity, stock options, the list goes on and on. But all of it really dwindles down to it being an opportunity for our community to build wealth, for us to leverage the opportunity in this industry to begin building wealth. Because when you have a very high salary, now you can use that salary for investments, whether investment properties, whether investing in businesses, the stock market, investing in real estate, the list goes on and on, investing in crypto, even if we want to talk about the Web3 side of things. But ultimately, it's really about setting our community and our next generation up to be able to live in a new blessing, a new era. That being said, one of the greatest ways that we do that unfortunately we don't talk a lot about, are us doing that in our relationships, especially if we're talking our marriages. So I'm really excited about the guests that we have today because to me, even though they recently got in the industry, I already see them as a tech sales power couple in a way. And I'm like, yo, this is so dope to have them on. I've always wanted to have on guests that are married and are both in tech. Even Eric, our videographer, and his wife, Mate, they've taken one of the tech sales courses that our guests have taken as well. So it's a fantasy of mine to eventually have him and his wife on here, me being able to interview them. But in the meantime, in between time, we have Juston and Atiya that Right now, we're going to have that conversation as to what that looks like, how tech has really blessed and benefited their lives. Now, as always, before we go ahead and get into it, we have to put some respect on our guest's name, read off their bio, so that way you are all a bit more familiar with who it is that we are talking to. So, Juston and Atiya are a husband and wife duo that went through course careers after seeing Cyrus on Anthony O'Neill's show. Shouts out to Anthony O'Neill, shouts out to the Neatness Network. They took a step of faith and pursued tech. Between both of their jobs and content creation, we are projected to quadruple our income this year. We are passionate about sharing our journey with people who are looking to transition careers. We documented our journey into tech from day one on our YouTube channel, Tech Journey with the Worthens. Y'all go ahead and give a virtual round of applause, drop some fire emojis, all that good stuff. If you're driving while you're listening to this, tap your steering wheels if you're clapping for Juston and Atiya. Thank y'all so much for being on Tech is the New Black.
Oh man,
thanks
it's
for
an honor
having
to be here,
us.
Cyrus.
Yeah, this is so cool to have a cover of this song. I'm not gonna lie, I love it.
Yeah.
Super fire. Yo, so I think it's really cool. I guess kind of jumping into the beginning, I think it's really dope that y'all were on AO's show as well.
Yeah.
And we were talking offline. I think I mentioned this offline. Today's kind of a blur with all the interviews and stuff, but recently Tech is the New Black just joined with the Neatness Network with Anthony O'Neill. So we know that's going to be an opportunity to even put more people on to the tech industry and the opportunities that are happening here. Yeah. So how long ago did y'all do the boot camps? I know the interview with Anthony O'Neill, actually it happened, I think this time last year. Yeah, it was August of last year, I think, when the interview took place, but it probably dropped September of last year. So when did y'all actually do the boot camp?
We went in September 10th, 2022.
Oh, so maybe the interview dropped. I'm going to have to look on YouTube to see when the interview dropped. But man, either way, I know the interview dropped at the latest was August, or at the earliest was August. So that means y'all saw the interview and jumped. How much longer was it after y'all saw the interview y'all jumped on it?
Right away. I actually saw it first and sent it to him because he was talking about transitioning jobs. He was in car sales, and I was like, babe, check out this interview. And he watched it, and we moved pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. Within
we were
a couple
on it.
Weeks.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's fine. What I've seen a lot, this is really a huge testament to wives and really just to women, especially black women in general. There are so many men that I know that are in tech now because their wife or girlfriend either saw my content or they saw AO's, with me being on there or somebody else that's in tech on there, and the wife or fiance would hit the man up and be like, boo, you gotta see this. You gotta see this. There have been women that have hit me up, asked me advice, and I will be giving them the advice, and they would say, oh, no, this isn't for me. This is for my man.
Right.
And I'm like, why is Bud on here asking these questions? and so, shouts out to the women, y'all just kind of being there, being especially a wife, being that helpmate. Being like, oh, my husband talking about doing whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. This sound good. Boo, check this out.
Yep,
What's up?
That's how it went.
So, and also shouts out to you for you obviously it's your wife, so you know that you got a good wife, but for you to listen to her and be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's just a beautiful thing to have that dynamic together. Yeah. And I look, both of y'all in the industry. Yeah. That's incredible.
That's
yeah. So we gonna get some more into that. But let's go ahead and kind of move through things. So now, how did that decision for y'all to do the boot camp with Course Careers, how did that change the trajectory of your lives?
Man, everything. From an economic standpoint, from a time standpoint, Cyrus.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
So selling cars, man, I did that, so obviously I was getting home at night after our kids went to bed, before that, I was working in a warehouse.
You were usually into 8 o'clock or 9,
8, 9, 10, 11 sometimes, man. So it was a time thing for us. It was wanting to do something that we felt proud about, right? Something that when I came home and I talked to my kids about my day at work, it was something that I wanted them to aspire to look up to do, right?
Wow.
And so that investment in Course Careers, man, and then just making that decision to not look back, going into the content creation side, believing that it was possible, right? After seeing you, honestly, after seeing you and AO, hearing your story, And I'm like, dang, man, this dude Cyrus, he sounds sincere, man. He's so articulate. And I'm like, okay, I got a little bit of content creation, you know, in my history. I'm like, Tia, like, we can do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go all in on both of this, man. And ever since then, you know, people, they'll hit me up. And it's almost like, man, it sounds too good to be true.
That's what a lot of people say. People hit me up, they're like, man, it's just, they're like, I just can't afford to like be let down again. And it's, you know, so yeah, I totally get it. Yeah. Man. So people are saying that to y'all now. They're like, yo, this just sounds too good to be true.
Definitely. Right. Like, man, you making that kind of money and man, I wish I could work from home. So you really work from home? I'm like, yeah, bro, like from my laptop. like from Wi-Fi. That's it, man.
That's what it is for Wi-Fi. That's true.
Right.
Wow. So I would say like, so what is your, and obviously like, I'm sure y'all have had similar experiences, but like maybe like what's another side of it that you would want to touch on with that?
So I would say for us, I mean, at the time I was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And I was just, you know, living my best life, and I was just content.
Yeah.
We had a 10-month-old at the time, and he was, you know, working.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, why don't we do this together? Because we had always we worked together in the past. We worked at a church actually together for 10 years. Well, I was there for 10 years, but he was there for 2. And we worked well together. Yeah. So he was like, why don't you do it? Because I sent it to him for him. And he was like, you need to do it too. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that. And then the funny thing is, I started it. I ended up landing a job before him.
Wow.
And hadn't even finished the course yet.
Did y'all start the course at the same time?
Literally.
We started at the same time.
Okay, cool.
Before I even finished, I had a job offer.
Wow. I love that.
It was crazy. I was like, okay.
Yeah, 4 job offers.
Yeah.
He's like, no, don't. There wasn't one. It was 4 things.
I had 4 job offers.
He was like, hold up, give me one of them.
Right.
Straight
I just need one. And I mean, it was just really, it was God this the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. And then because it's a remote job and my job is very flexible, having kids and still being able to work at the same time.
And be around your children, like in the home.
Like if they have to stay home because they're sick, I can still work.
Yeah.
Send emails, take care of what I have to take care of, and still take care of the kids.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect setup for our family.
Yeah. It's fire. Plenty of times, countless times, I've been in meetings with coworkers, and you know their child will come in the room and they'll say, you know, we'll be in the meeting and they'll say, hey guys, they're sick, you know, or they're whatever it is. It's like they're on a break. And it's like everybody will say, hey, and they'll kid will come sit on their lap, and everybody will wave, and it's like, man, like to be in an industry, in a space where you have that, like you can really like just be at home with your family, or like I've seen like their spouses walk by, or the spouse will pop in and bring them something. They'll put themselves on mute and like talk to their spouse really quickly, give them a quick kiss, and it's like, man, that's so beautiful. Like that's just a lovely thing to see. And I almost feel that it's like a lot of work that happened in the past, and when I say in the past, I mean like, you know, a couple 100 years ago plus, it was something to where maybe if the husband was like a farmer or a blacksmith or whatever it might be, it would be something to where it's like he's still nearby to where the family can like still reach him. He can still be with the family. And it's like now to have like a version of that same thing to where it's like, yo, we can still be around each other, not have to work those ridiculous long hours all the way into the evening anymore. It's like, yo, I love that for y'all. Yeah, I love that for y'all. That's incredible. Whether you're dealing with tough decisions centered around career, relationships, or anything else, therapy is the piece that keeps us connected and grounded about the things that really matter in life. So that way we can move forward with excitement and anticipation. And for everyone who's thinking of starting therapy, I personally suggest that you use BetterHelp to give you that assistance. And what I love about BetterHelp is that it's entirely online, and it's designed specifically to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So make sure you visit betterhelp.com/TNB to make sure you get 10% off your first month, and let us know how your journey in therapy is going. Now, you talked about a few different things, but one of the things we're gonna touch on is how exactly did you quadruple your income by getting into tech sales?
Well, I say, at the time we only had one income.
Yeah.
So now we have 3 different streams.
Yeah.
So he has his job, I have my job, and then between the content creation.
Yeah.
So we went from 1 stream to 3 streams of income.
Man.
Yeah.
And what's amazing, the beauty in sales, because you have commission. With my job, is uncapped commission.
Yeah.
So
come on, uncapped.
Yes. So
no cap on
no
the
cap
uncapped.
on the commission.
No cap on the
no
uncapped.
cap. So I mean, it's just, you can just see, just how the growth is just exponential.
Yeah.
And it just happens so quickly.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that's the part that's just like still to this day kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, but just the fact that it's, not only this uncapped and then all this exponential growth, but then just making a difference.
Yeah.
So, our content creation, helping people get into that space and knowing what you're doing, you're making a difference in someone's life. Like, the money is great, but then helping someone else,
yes,
make money, and helping someone else
change
their life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, this is really the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Sure. And I say, being willing to take the risk of going all in and then sharing our life with others, because when we started our channel, neither one of us had a job, right? So our thing was, we want to help people in a real way. We want to be vulnerable, show them our entire journey, give them the opportunity to jump on board. And that's really, I think, what generated the level of income from the content creation side of helping people. And then it's like, once you're in tech, more doors open, right? You know this.
Oh, yeah.
So for us, like, I'm moving a certain way, and I'm trying to, I guess, like, show myself that I can be almost this overachiever with, like, the current company I'm on. Like, I've experienced the promotion already. And so
wait.
Yeah.
Wait. So rewind. You all right? Oh, wait, my head getting messed up now. So when did you start your company?
Man, January 9th was the first day of work, 2023.
So January
Account
9th this year,
already. Yeah.
And you went from, what was it, SDR to an account executive?
Yeah.
Bruh, that's insane. I love that.
Yeah.
I usually tell people, I'm like, yo, like, expect to become, if you start out at SDR, BDR, if you're at a good company, you're working hard, it's like, yo, expect to become an account executive realistically between year 1 and maybe a year and a half to 2 years.
Right.
So for you to do that in 9 months is incredible.
Man, look,
Yeah.
I ended up getting a promotion literally like less than 4 months from my start date.
Wow. So okay, I'm thinking, my mind is still thinking, oh, we're I'm thinking this just happened.
Look,
so that it been happened.
Look, and here's the thing. So when it comes to, like, financial opportunity in this space, right? I done already had more than one person in my inbox on LinkedIn literally offering me the interview for double the money that I'm making right now.
Man, love it.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
So that's what you were talking about earlier, where it's like, yo, when you get in this industry, it's like there are other opportunities that come to you.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I'm always talking to people about how it's like, yo, just like when you get in the industry, it's like it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning. Yeah. And so that's why, there are some people that they'll hit me up and say, well, Cyrus, I got an offer from a company, but it's like they're just offering like $70,000. And I'm like, what are you making now? I'm making $50,000, but I want to make $120 like right away. And it's like, well, look, I'm not saying you have to take it, but I'm like, but first off, you're going to get paid more.
Right.
You're going to get paid more. But then secondly, once you're in the door and you're in the industry,
right,
it's like, if you're working your job well, networking well, it's like the opportunities are going to keep coming.
Yeah.
And so it's like just really getting your foot in the door is the most important thing.
It's true. It is. Yeah.
So you got a job first. You got a promotion after 4 months. Now, that's so beautiful because when did you got your job before you finished the boot camp? So I'm expecting that was like what, late September, early October, December. Okay. So it was in December. When you got that job, was it early December? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Now, was that like I guess, what were your thoughts like what was that experience like? Because I remember like when I got my offer letter and how I just went crazy.
Yeah.
What was it like when you had gotten your offer letter? And then I want to come over and talk about like the story when you got yours. But what was that like really experience? What was going on when you got your offer letter?
Well, it was the craziest thing is it was around my birthday.
Yeah.
And I just remember saying, like, this is like the best birthday gift.
Yeah.
Because the company I work for, I did my research. So I had other offers, but this company was like the one that I wanted.
Okay, so that's why you chose them out of the other ones. Okay.
It was the one that I wanted to pay. The fact that even in the job description, they write about autonomy in your work schedule, flexibility. And then I did a peer interview, and then she was just saying how, okay, you're a mom. She was like, this job would be perfect for you because it's so flexible with the hours. So basically, like, if I wanted to, if I had to take care of something during the day and work in the evening, I could do that.
Ooh.
So very flexible. Then just a great culture. I interviewed with the CEO, and after meeting him, I was like, oh yeah, this is the company that I want to work for.
That's incredible.
So, I remember getting that offer letter. I actually had another company that was waiting to hear from me. So I wrote my recruiter. I was like, I'm not trying to put any pressure on you guys. I was like, but I have another company that needs to know, like, by the end of the day if I'm going to accept it. I just need to know, like, is it looking good? Like, is there any way I can get, like, can you let me know soon? And she said, well, we're going to try to, like, speed things up for you and move things along quickly so we can make a decision. And then that's when I was kind of told, most likely you'll have it. So when I got that, she called me, actually, from Germany. It's a German-based company.
Yeah.
And she called me, and she was like, I just want to tell you unofficially, since I know you have to let this other company know, we want to hire you. I got off and started screaming. I was like, babe, I got the job. Yeah. So it's just the excitement because I wasn't really looking for, changing careers. I was going to be a stay-at-home mom forever.
Yeah.
But then being able to, really like kind of dust off those like transferable skills, because it had been a while since I worked. Yeah. And then seeing like, okay, the value. Like, it's still there. You still got it. Yeah. You still know how to go and pursue something and obtain it. And it was just, from there, it was just, I felt like, man, we could do anything.
Yeah. That's incredible. So yours was in January. Yeah. So what was like your experience like with like just getting that offer?
Man, it was, I guess you can use the term surreal. Honestly, I got the job after Tia coached me up on interviewing.
Oh yeah, yo, shouts out to the coach.
Straight up. I had been on interviews and just didn't get all the way through the process. Yeah. And then Atiya's like, babe, like you gotta like relax. Like you always so tense, you always so serious. And then after that, I ended up getting hired with really the ideal company I wanted, like one of the major tech companies that there is. Bam. And it just fit into the story.
I'm curious, what company is that?
Intuit.
Oh my gosh, that's a big dog. If y'all don't know, you should know. Intuit. I mean, Intuit just they bought MailChimp. Yeah. Intuit bought MailChimp. Yeah, yeah, they're a big dog. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it was awesome. It fit the storyline. We really just grateful to God, feeling like everything was falling into place, falling in line. And then, lo and behold, I ended up getting a promotion with the same company. Wow, right?
That's crazy. So, an account executive at Intuit.
Yeah,
bruh, that's crazy. Yeah. Man, congratulations to y'all. I'm actually, the thing that impresses me the most is, I'm gonna be real, it's honestly like just y'all's dynamic as a couple. And I wasn't even expecting that, like my mind to be as blown away or to go that way direction in the conversation. But the notion of, because the fact that you saw the show, you put your husband on, you were able to be humble, listen to your wife and be like, okay, babe. But then on the reversal, for you to say, babe, let's do this together. And then for you to say, okay, babe. and then for y'all to work at it together. And then for you to get something and then to see, okay, I know my man is like more than qualified. But it's like one of those things, like there are plenty of people that are qualified, especially after like you do like a course like Course Careers. But it's like sometimes someone like knowing how to interview is even a skill in and of itself. Yeah. So you can be fully qualified, but it's like be lacking like the skill of interviewing, especially like with a tech company where it is much more lax when you're interviewing. Yeah. It's not as formal or as corporate as we're used to other industries being.
Right.
And so for you to see that and to say, hey, babe, and to like, again, give some coaching, and then for you to listen to that, it's honestly like hearing this, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, it's like, yo, that's what a marriage is supposed to be.
And it's like, unfortunately, we don't see that. And so, like, unfortunately, many times we'll see something where, you know, someone might watch a video or see something and not even think of their man or think of their husband. They're just like, ooh, you know, that's cool, or that's a nice video, or it might just be for me. But then also we've seen things where, you know, a wife or a woman might say something to her man or her husband. And then he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to do this other thing. And it's like where he's just not even listening to her. Or he accepts it, but he's like, well, okay, I want you to do it too. And it's like, hold up. I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, boo. I'm stay-at-home mom. That's for you, honey. That's just for you. And and I can continue going, but I love the beautiful dynamic of both of y'all able to communicate to each other, encourage each other, listen to one another, all that. And realistically, like, I truly believe that's a huge reason, like, why God has blessed y'all so much. I mean, you know, the Bible talks so much about that, about, you know, honoring your wife, you know, and it really just talks about, like, just like the honoring of both, the submission. And it's like how God's hand is on y'all, really, because both of y'all are following in that. And so I'm not gonna lie, like, that jungle is just fire to me. That is fire. I love that so much for y'all. So you got the promotion to account executive into it. So how have y'all been able to leverage this? How have you leveraged the income to put it into, like, whether it's your content creation, like, how has having this extra money shifted your lives?
Well, I'll talk about the move.
I was about to say, I'll let you.
Y'all don't move?
What you want to talk about?
Yeah, we moved.
Okay.
So,
it's crazy,
you know, our
Cyrus.
family is growing, as you can see.
Yeah.
And
that's number 4.
Number 4 on the way. and we had desires, you know, to purchase a bigger house.
Yeah.
And I'm from Atlanta, so I always wanted to come back home. But the cost of living is different than when you're in Louisiana. And so for us, it was a big jump. But, you know, by us, not only because our jobs are both fully remote, but then because the income level changed so drastically, we were able to purchase a house that's almost, double what we were living in. More than double what we were living in.
Yeah.
And we were able to move and, you know, make that transition.
Make the space for the
not
family.
Not have to ask permission from the company to say, hey, it's like,
just go online and just change your address.
Yeah.
Our kids are, you know, in a really good private school.
Yeah.
So it's like beautiful. The dreams that we've had, you know, just being able to see those dreams. Really, it was a dream, but being able to see them now, like, this is our reality.
Yeah.
Like, this is like amazing. Being able to give back to our family, I think that's the biggest investment we've been able to have. Just provide a better life for our kids so they could grow up a certain way. The education, just, you know, just the living environment. They have so much more space. I mean, they love it. They're like, we have stairs. So they're like running up and down the stairs all the time, and then having more room for the baby that's coming. Just the things we would not have been able to do. We wouldn't have been able to do it. So it's just opened up so many doors for us, just taking that one step of faith, because he quit his job.
Yeah.
He didn't talk about that.
I was gonna react to it. But when you said earlier, you were like, because when you mentioned, you was like, because we weren't working, or I wasn't working.
Yeah.
So when you did the course, like, did you quit your job before you did the course?
I quit it halfway through.
Yeah. So you were just like, yo, I'm about to focus fully in on this.
I'm sold out. I'm in.
Then that was hard for me. I was like, wait. Hold up. And so I'm just going to do content creation. So I'm like,
I said,
wait.
I was like, Tia, just let me get my MacBook and make videos, and I'm just going to study course careers. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm like, you're about to quit your job? Like, you know I'm not working.
It's like, yo, I don't know if you know or not.
In case you don't know,
I'm not getting paid for this.
I'm like, and you're going to do what? Make videos? I'm like, I think you have, like, lost it. Like, we have kids. I mean, I would love to say, I was like, okay. Cyrus, I was not. I was like, no. Yeah. You need to work. That's fine. But he had so much vision.
Yeah.
He was like, this is, like, he was, like, literally so passionate about it.
We were
so I reluctantly, I'm not even, I didn't really, I was like, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
But, and he quit.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Man, that's incredible.
It added up.
Crazy.
Look. After the research, it added up, right? Of course, we saw you on AO show, right? We doing our homework. We're on the internet. We searching through. We reading about course careers here, course careers there, And then we're meeting people. We already had a friend who in tech. So after that, I'm like, okay, it adds up. Like, this is actually possible. And we were just persuaded, man. We believed that God was involved with it. We started, helping other people come into that space where we were going because of that persuasion. Started generating some income from that, man. And after that, I was like, look, I can't have my attention split no more. I'm like, babe, it's gonna be a gap on the income, but we here now. Like, I ain't turning back, right?
That's fire. Like, I love that so much. Like, one of the things I was curious about when I was like, okay, gotta have y'all on. So both of y'all are at two different companies. Mm-hmm. Each of you at the companies that you wanted, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that being said, each of you are both in tech sales. So you're SDR,
mm-hmm.
right? Okay, right. So you're both in tech sales. Was that something that each of y'all were able to help each other with when y'all both started out? Like, was it something where y'all were able to communicate and talk through things?
Absolutely. I think when we landed the job, he helped me out the most.
Oh, wow.
You know, because he had a sales background.
True. Very true.
I didn't. Yeah. I was just like, well, I like to talk, but it's...
and you didn't finish course careers. So I'm like teaching you what I learned in course careers. I'm like, babe, this is the terminology.
Like, look. I was like, oh, okay, all right, CRM, thanks, honey. So I really didn't know. I hadn't finished the class.
For those of y'all that don't know, that's actually pretty common. There are a lot of people that like DM me saying, Cyrus, I got an offer. I'm not even finished with course careers yet. And I'm like, yo, like companies will see that they're like, oh, you're doing a solid program, solid boot camp. You're mostly finished with it. Okay, we'll interview you. Right. Yo, you're interviewing well enough. We like you enough. Let's go ahead and hire you.
Right.
And so there were pieces that you didn't know, and I want you to continue on with that.
Yeah, so he had to help me a lot, just with sales, because it's not about talking. And that's the thing you think. Mm-hmm. It's a lot about listening.
Yes.
And being able to understand what does the customer need and being able to communicate that. Mm-hmm. So I went in there thinking it was one thing, and he really helped me to see, how I can actually sharpen my skills.
Yeah.
And plus, he was performing so well. And so he would listen to my voicemail. I'm leaving because we're both at home, so he hears me all
day. So
y'all
are leaving voicemails for the prospect that you're calling. Yeah.
And he was like, Atiya, what? Let me help you out. That wasn't good. You need to change that up. And I was like, what do you mean? That's why no one's calling me back.
Wait. I need an example. We have to get an example of what the voicemails were like.
Formal, like, hi, this is Atiya calling from Harbin, and I'm just calling
I was like,
find. It was just
you sound like a salesperson.
I sound very salesy. I just want to find out what type of MQTT platform are you using. We'd love to tell you about ours. Mm-hmm. Give me a call back I give him my number, and he's like, it's just too salesy and formal.
It sounds
and it was long. So he was like, shorten it, make it like just more casual.
So what's the update? We got to hear the updated version.
Hi, it's Atiya from HiveMQ. Just calling to see what platform you're using for your MQTT broker. Give me a call back whenever you're free, and then I'll leave my number.
Boom.
And then I started getting calls back.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, man, your tips have helped me with prospects. Now they're actually calling me back.
We help each other.
He helped me out a lot.
Yeah, boo, I owed you that for you helping me with the interviews.
Exactly. Yeah. Give, take.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's funny.
Yeah. How has it, how did it serve you, like both of you being in the tech sales role? How did it or is it serving you?
Yeah. I can say from my end, her reminding me more from like a framework of mind to have, right? So it's like I'm such an extreme person, Cyrus. Like when I get so immersed in something, I can get lost like in the mindset that I gotta have in the job.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
So like if I'm not performing and then if I walk in the other room and then Atiya's like, babe, like it's your confidence level. Like get out of your head. And then it's like my day improved. Another thing that helped too, Cyrus, I wouldn't eat if she wasn't there, right? So it's like because I'm an immersed person, right? It's like Atiya got to cook the lunch.
Right.
She got to bring it in the room.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to eat.
Right.
You cannot just make calls all day.
Right. So yeah, so that's definitely, and then just us being able to be there with each other, man. Right? It's like you just can't take that for granted all day long.
Right.
Like being able to have that interaction and that fellowship with one another.
Yo, so for everybody that's interested in what this guest is talking about and you would love a similar career, I suggest you check out Course Careers Bootcamp. Course Careers is a bootcamp that I have been partnered with for well over a year now, and they have helped more people break into tech, I'll be honest, than any other bootcamp that I've personally seen. So look, Course Careers is only $500. That's it. But if you use our discount code Cyrus50, you'll get an additional $50 off. So that way all you pay is actually $449. That's it. No additional price later, no extra costs, extra fees. That's it with the price for Course Careers. Now they're a self-paced bootcamp that you can take and be able to get a variety of different roles in tech. So make sure you check them out. Use our link below in that discount code if you want an additional $50 off, and keep us posted on your journey breaking into tech.
Yo, that is fire. Now, y'all, so both of y'all are working remote. I'm assuming y'all each have like your own office. Yeah, because obviously y'all are both talking, so you don't want like to interfere with one another. So y'all are doing that, but how are y'all able to balance all of this? Because y'all are each working now. Y'all have four now,
Right.
Family of four.
Yeah.
And the content creation as well. So how are y'all balancing all of that?
And I think what's great with the tech industry is most companies really prioritize work-life balance.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that I've been in a lot of different industries, like medical industry, retail, hospitality. Hospitality, they could care less. But the tech industry, they really will, our HR rep will email us and she'll say, make sure you take some time off, use your PTO. So they, really create first of all, prioritizing that.
Yeah.
And then my schedule is very flexible. So, I'm really the one that's bringing the kids to school, picking them up from school, which allows him, because his hour is a little bit longer than mine. And then evenings is when he works he does a lot with the content. We both kind of do that, but we'll tag team. So if I'm doing an interview with someone, he'll keep the kids. Or if he has to edit something, I'll keep the kids.
Yeah.
And because we're home during the day, we do get a lot done during the day.
Yeah.
So if I have to run to the grocery store, throw something on the crock pot. I can get a lot done so that the evenings now are focused on the kids and homework.
Family. That's so beautiful.
So, it just kind of works.
Yeah. No, that's true. And then, of course, we're methodical, right? So just like we go hard for our job, just like we go hard for the content side, we go hard for our family time.
Yeah.
Like that's very on purpose, right? So, when evening comes and it's time for us to start paying attention to each other, phones down. It's like if my kids are talking to me, I make sure I'm giving them the ear and I'm looking at them, like I'm paying attention to what they're saying. And then as they start winding down, getting ready to go to bed, if I got to go back to work, do some content side or something like that, then I go back to it. So we're very methodical about making sure that we're giving that specific attention to each other.
And you work long hours, so that's not, I mean, it takes a lot of work to edit a video and to put up content. So there are times where I'm knocked out sleep and he's like still up. It's like midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. And he's like, I got that video done. I'm like, when did you go to sleep?
And that being said, let's talk about that. So it's called, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, Meet the Worthens.
Tech Journey with the Worthens.
Tech Journey with the Worthens.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So it's about, I'm assuming it's about the tech journey. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things y'all discuss or talk about on there?
Yeah. So definitely we like to bring on people from different aspects in the tech industry that know more than us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we recognize we newbies, right, Cyrus? Mm-hmm. We just got into this.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we like to give people an inside view of certain roles. So like the tech sales role, whether it's IT, cybersecurity, user interface designer, whatever it is, we'll bring them on. We interview them, and really like a lot of the format I've gleaned from you, right? And then watching like an Anthony O'Neill on his platform as we was getting into it. And then from there, we also like to share people the psychological side behind how me and my wife tick. Mm-hmm. Like the motivation behind that, like the frame of our mental space day to day. We like to bring people in on that just to make sure that we're showing people how to be whole, how to be stable, how to be spiritually sound, right? Yeah. So that's really the bulk of what our content is. And then eventually, as we grow as a family, as our insight, as our understanding, hence Tech Journey, and then we just look to continue to transparently share what's caused us to be successful.
Yeah, that's fire. So when he started it, because he started it initially, and you were like, okay, boo, go ahead, be a content creator. What led you to say, you know what, I'm going to be a part of this with you, and this would be like a us thing? Like, what was that conversation, or what? Or something must have happened.
It was pretty selfish.
Yeah.
When I saw how well it was.
You was like, oh, you actually causing income.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are watching you.
Yeah.
People subscribing to you.
I'm like, what? It's growing?
If they doing that for you, it's gonna go crazy when I get
Right.
on there.
Put me on it. Can I come? So, at like the first few months, it was just him.
Yeah.
And he kept asking me, Atiya, can you come? And then I think when I started going through the interview process, and I'm telling him, you need to change this. Be more confident.
I'm like, Atiya, the audience need to hear how to interview.
He kept talking about the
you got
audience.
4 job offers. Tell them how to do it.
And I was like, okay, let's, so I hopped on, and I was like, man, I really enjoyed, because a lot of people were writing me on LinkedIn, and they were asking questions, and then I was able to have like offline conversations, and then people are now getting jobs.
Yeah.
And it's like when you see you don't really think, for me, I didn't really think YouTube, people are going to, it's actually people, lives that you're impacting that's watching you. And when I started to see that, for me, it was all about like the purpose.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we can do this together. For me, I mean, it's not that I didn't want to, I just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
So to film, it was a sacrifice. But when I started talking to a lot of moms, and that was the funny thing.
Ooh.
A lot of moms, whether they were single, married, some stay-at-home moms, like one lady, she was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. Her story is amazing. She ended up getting a divorce, unfortunately, and was trying to break into tech. And she was like, how am I going to do that? I've been at home for 10 years. So I started saying, girl, you're transferable skills.
Yeah.
I'm like, you dealt with kids for 10 years. I said, you can talk about communication. You can talk about patience.
Yeah.
You can talk about multitasking. I said, there are skills as a mom that you obtain that you can use to leverage to get a job.
Yes.
And she ended up landing a job. So little things.
She got a job?
She got a job in
Man,
tech.
come here.
Yes.
Love
so
that.
little things like that, I was like, okay, this is something. There's something here.
Yeah.
And then so, now we would just kind of like just have to work together to make the time to do it. But when you see people's lives that are being impacted,
Yeah.
You're like,
incredible.
okay, I can't just take a back seat to this. I need to make this a priority.
Yeah, so incredible. I love the dynamic of one being able to be able to make an income off of it. And for those that are like kind of wondering like, well, how are you like making money off of it? It's like with most boot camps, like any of the boot camps that I generally recommend, they have like an affiliate thing to where, you know, if you especially if you've done the boot camp, either if you've done the boot camp and or if you're like an influencer or something like that, the boot camps will offer like an affiliate code to where people can get a discount through you. This is something you all are pretty familiar with now, a discount, and then you get like a kickback from the boot camp. And so the cool thing about what y'all are doing, which is very similar to what I do and others, is that you're not just telling people, hey guys, you should get in the tech industry, here's a discount code, and then they do the boot camp, and you're like, all right, bye. But you also are like giving additional resources and information. That's the whole reason why we started Tech is the New Black, because I saw people, I saw that some people were getting in the industry, other people were struggling. Yeah. And I was like, I realized not everyone, like some people need a little bit more than just the boot camp. Yeah. And I was like, well, shoot, this money's coming in from these boot camps to kickback. I was like, okay, let's take this money. Let me start a podcast, get a team. So now we can interview other people that are in tech and between myself and them give other insights and things on what they can do to scale in the industry, make more money, do all types of stuff. And so I love so much what y'all are doing. And I love the component of one, being able to see, oh shoot, this is revenue that's generating. But also going back to what you said earlier, where it's like, man, it's really about impacting people. And I can say that the thing that touches me the most is when I see messages of people saying, oh my gosh, I'm in tech now. Yeah. Like my life is forever changed. Yeah. Like it's just that notion of like, wow. Right. Like, man, like God has really used me to have an impact. And how we know it's gonna trickle for generations. So it's not even just it's not even just, okay, now you're gonna make more money and that's it. It's like, no. Now that you're gonna make more money, now this is gonna be a blessing for your future children, your future family. They're gonna live in a nicer, better area. You know, they're gonna eat better food. They're gonna have better relationships, new opportunities. And now you're gonna put your family onto the industry as well. So it's gonna change your entire family, your entire lineage. And it's like it goes on, it just trickles. And so it's like that one person is really like, through them is hundreds of people that are going to be touched. And so I share with y'all when it comes to like that feeling, that passion of like, yo, how dope it is to help people. That's incredible. I'm excited. So, all right, let me chill out, getting a little emotional. Hey y'all, we have some incredible news that I'm super excited about to finally announce our private tech community. Yes, you heard that right. A private tech community exclusively for you all who want more than just a podcast. You want more than just the FAQs. You want to talk with tech recruiters. You want to talk with hiring managers. You want to talk with coaches. You want to talk with people that can help with editing and rewriting your resume. Maybe you're somebody where you just want to be a part of a community where we're talking about updates of what's happening in the software industry. Y'all, this community that we've launched is also going to involve a Discord where we're going to be talking about updates in tech. We're going to be talking about companies that are hiring. We're going to be talking about upcoming tech events. So that way you don't have to miss any of the gems that I know, but not even just what I know, but the gems that friends of mine that are also in the tech industry know as well. So if you want to be a part of that community, go ahead and sign up so that way you can join us. We have a few different tiers. Ultimately, it's all tuned in for you. Oh, and last thing, also within this community, we're going to be streaming all of our interviews with our podcast guests. So instead of you having to wait months to watch the videos later on, you'll actually be able to watch the interviews in real time and ask your live questions to those guests. So make sure you join our tech community. What are y'all's future plans? Like whether we're talking with the industry and or your podcast?
Yeah. Man, Cyrus, future-wise, I will say this, man. Future-wise, we ultimately want to get to a place where really like what you're doing, where you're genuinely setting up a structure that can help somebody from the moment they're curious about tech all the way to the process of getting in and then scaling up, right? That's ultimately what we want to do. We want to set something up where we can help people in that way. And honestly, man, we want to continue to challenge ourselves to explore more of tech. And what I mean by that is we're in sales now, right? So I got an idea in my head. I'm like, okay, well, how long am I going to do sales? Like, I'm curious about cybersecurity. And in my head, I'm like, man, I'm curious about coding. And it ain't even so much about like, I want a job in it. I believe in it. I believe that it's something that's good for my kids to know. It's something that's good for me to have an understanding on. The more insight that I have on that, I can bring that information back to other people. So for us, man, helping people from a career standpoint, and then helping them from a holistic standpoint, continuing to give a transparent window into our relationship, into the success behind that. Again, our faith, right? Being able to help people from a holistic standpoint, hence the journey. So
right, yeah. And I think that's really like the biggest thing we see. You know, we've done ministry, so I think for us, our heart is always helping people. And just like he said, like holistically. So you have a lot of people that break into tech, and then we don't want them just to get these great jobs. But then let's talk about, you know, financial management. Like, do you have a budget in place? You know, how are you planning on using that money that you have? Yeah. You know, let's talk about work-life balance. You don't want to get so caught up in your career that your kids are on the back burner.
Yes.
So just helping people like holistically, just in every area. Because once you go from, you know, one income to like your income being tripled, it changes things, but you want to be able to manage what you have.
Exactly. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. We have an event coming up this December, and one of the things that we've talked about doing, we've been talking about this a lot. Really, it's been Rhea. I want to go ahead and give her credit because Rhea beats me up whenever we won't give her credit. She'd be like, I'm the one that mentioned that, because sometimes we'll say something in the group where it's like, yo, y'all, we should do this, and then Rhea's like, I'm the one that brought that up. And so all the time, we love it though, but one of the things that Rhea shared was the importance of saying, hey, she's been beating me over the head, saying, hey, Cyrus, we need to have more financial conversations, specifically around how people are going to manage their finances and what's going to happen with that. Yep. And so we are going to start introducing some people that can speak to those things. And we actually have a guest coming up pretty soon, Rhea, but we'll talk about that offline. But yeah, just the importance of that. Even the event that we're going to do, we're like, hey, we're going to have a couple people there speaking on what people can do with their finances. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're making money now. Essentially, once you're making X amount of dollars, you're technically rich. It's like, okay, what do you do now that you're rich? You know, what do you do now that you have all of this excess money? You know, so I love that that's something that y'all are considering. So I know that we have, Eric told me that we have a couple questions from the Patreon community. So for those of y'all that don't know, we do have a Patreon community. And one of the benefits of the community is that they get to tune in live to the podcast. And so that way they're able to interact, able to ask questions, really be able to engage. And the wonderful thing about it is that we don't interview just like one wonderful guest in a day. We actually like batch interview. So we do roughly anywhere between about 6 to 10 guests a day, and we're actually about to up it to a lot more and kind of do a weekend of interviewing. That being said, our Patreon community gets to tune in live, so that way they don't have to wait like months later or weeks later to see those individual interviews, but they can watch whichever ones they prefer live and be able to ask those questions. All right, so here are the questions from the Patreon community. All right, first one is, how do you find time to miss and love each other while essentially working together all day? Basically, they like, how do y'all not get tired of each other? Like y'all work at home together, y'all raising a family together, and y'all doing content creation together. It's like, God, dog. Like, so that's an appropriate question.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think even though we work together, we are in separate offices.
Yeah.
And usually, like, he'll get mad. Like, if I call him or something, he's like, Atiya, I am in a call. Why are you calling me? Please just text me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. But we don't really see each other much during the day.
Yeah.
Because he's in his office, I'm in my office.
Yeah.
And then I think at the same time, we really do like being around each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, this is my best friend. So
Yeah.
it's like, you can never get tired of spending time with your best friend.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So, I mean, that's the honest,
that's
my
true.
honest answer.
And we genuinely have like a good relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost kind of like, I guess, a fairy tale. Even even if somebody asks me sometimes like, oh, well, you know, how was the relationship successful, what have you? Honestly, Cyrus, a lot of times I'm just like, man, the chips just fell that way.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is, right? So we actually get along like behind closed doors,
Right?
Like we really do.
Yeah.
So
And I think because we both
That's the rare part. A lot of people look cute like on paper or in public. The fact y'all get along behind closed doors, that's cool. Yeah.
And we do really we both focus on two different things.
Yeah.
So in the evening when we're like, okay, well, how was your day? We really don't know. Like,
That's true.
He's telling me stuff he did. I'm telling him like how my day went, and it's like we are catching up like for the first time. So
that's real. I think that's dope. Are y'all familiar with Alex and Layla Hermosi? No. Yeah, so Alex Hermosi, Layla Hermosi, definitely check them out.
Okay.
They're a couple they're both entrepreneurs. I think they're worth like $500 million now, and they're a very young couple. I think they're actually under 30, but and they like built the businesses themselves. Like their first date, like Alex Hermosi started talking about his business. She started talking about it was a brand new business, and then they just talked about business. And then after that, he said, "Yo, like we should go into business together." Like before we were like officially together. And so they built these things up. But one of the things they talk about is how even though they both like work together because they have the business together, they have like a certain level of separation. And then they kind of come together for lunch and then for that evening, and they're able to genuinely ask each other, how was your day? What happened? Right. Even though it kind of looks like, well, don't try each other around each other all the time. They still have like a certain like veil of separation.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. I know we have another question from the Patreon community. This one is specifically for Atiya. So as a wife and mom of soon to be 4, how do you make time for the rest, self-care, and you? Like any mom guilt you have to fight through in that process?
Whew, that's a great question. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, that's something that I prioritize. Really, weekends is when I'm like, okay, this is my time. Yeah. And honestly, I kind of was feeling overwhelmed because we just moved to a new state. The kids were they were home for the summer. Mm-hmm. And I was working, and I just took a business trip. So here I am flying to Boston, 7 months pregnant. I'm like, I needed a break. So I just took 2 days off work.
Yeah.
And that is the benefit because you have so many days just PTO.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need some time off. So I just took off Friday and Monday. And I just spent Friday in the bed. My husband brought the kids to school. So that's the beauty really with being in the tech industry. They prioritize that time.
Yes.
And so I was able to just take a day off and do nothing. Man. Now that doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
but I would still try to find time. So for me, whether that's just 20, 30 minutes in the end of the day, relaxing in the tub, putting some jazz music on, it doesn't, I think sometimes you think, I have to have like this hour-long, I have to go to the spa and I have to spend like hours and hours. But even 15, 20 minutes at the end of the day is like, sometimes that may be all you get. But it's a reset.
Yeah.
So the kids have to go to bed eventually. Mm-hmm. And you just have to find that time for yourself. Now, I'm not really I'm not good like waking up like super early. Mm-hmm. I'm like to relax in the evening. So you have to find what works for you. Like some people I know, they rather get up early and they want to take walks. Just find time for yourself. Maybe it's the middle of the day. Maybe your lunch break, you just need to take a nap.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. When you're home, you have your lunch break, you go take a nap for the hour, You get the flexibility to choose, but you do have to make it a priority.
Yeah. And
I think that's the great thing with being a team because he helps me. I'm like, I need you to get the kids like, I just need a break because it is overwhelming, and I am like in my 3rd trimester, so it's like you have to find that time because then that way you're a better mom, you're a better wife, and you're better at your job. So I think just prioritizing that. Do I have mom guilt? Yeah, I think that's just the thing. As a mom, you always feel like, man, I'm not doing enough, even though you're doing everything. You could still feel like, man, I didn't. I wasn't as patient today. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I'll lose. I'm like, man, I should have been more patient with my son, and I just kind of wasn't. What's so amazing about kids is they're so forgiving. So I would just go, and if I notice I'm guilty about something, I would just say, son, mommy was like a little impatient. I'm sorry. Mommy's just really tired. The baby is just taking all of mommy's energy. Mm-hmm. And kids get it.
Yeah.
So, and give yourself grace.
Yeah.
I think as moms, we don't do that enough. We have this high bar, I'm working, I'm a mom, and I have kids. But just give yourself grace. You're not going to do everything perfectly, and that's okay. Sometimes, I have a day and I'm like, man, I didn't make as many calls today as I wanted to, or, maybe I got hung up on, or, things like that. I just have to just give myself grace. I'm not going to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect, mama. It's okay. Give yourself grace. And, God gives us grace, so we have to give ourselves grace.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last question. I have a question. This was not even on the list to ask. I'm curious. So in today's climate, and we actually don't even have these kind of conversations on Tech is the New Black, but I feel kind of led to ask this. In today's climate, we see a lot of conversations about like 50-50 or going half or however people want to describe it or talk about it. One of the things that's really interesting about y'all is that, like, your income, you're making more than you were making as a car salesman. And one of the things that I think personally is dope, but I want to know, like, from y'all's perspective, when you see conversations, and obviously every marriage, every relationship dynamic doesn't need to fit everyone else's, because I think that's one of the issues we see today, where everyone's trying to make like, oh, this is how it should be. Nevertheless, I'm thinking about the young women and even the young men that are watching or listening, and they're feeling swayed by society right now, where there's a society that's saying, oh, if a woman's working, then the man is broke, which that's not the case for you. Or like a woman shouldn't be working or having to do anything at all. But then there's other people that are saying like, nah, be a boss girl or no, like, and really I'm curious as to y'all's dynamic, because y'all are at a place where it's like financially, especially before the move, financially, you could have just literally continued working. But I wonder if there's like a vision or something that y'all have collectively together to where it's like, even if it's temporary, where it's like, hey, no, in this season, we both are doing this thing. And I'm just really curious for the young men and young women that are watching and listening, like maybe some type of insight that y'all can give as a married couple, because a lot of people that are talking about these topics are not married. And so I would love for them to hear from y'all, because again, y'all are in a dynamic where y'all don't have to both be working.
Yeah.
But I believe there's a reason as to why. Yeah. And I would love for y'all to share that.
Yeah, well, I'll go. I think for us, one of the things that when you were on the interview with AO, you talked about is, if you want to get out of debt, you want to build wealth, you have to change your income.
Yeah.
And it was such a simple thing, but it made so much sense. And so we have big financial goals. We want to get out of debt. We want to be able to save up for our kids' college fund. We want to be able to pay off our house. And so these things aren't going to just happen with one income.
Right.
So we had to decide, okay, it's going to be a sacrifice for me to go and work. I could have easily just said, I want to be a stay-at-home mom forever. But for a season, we felt like it was best for us to just grind. Yeah. So like, okay, now it's time, like, we both work hard. So it's like, now it's time, let's get it. Let's work hard. It may mean late nights. It may mean early mornings. But we're doing this to change the financial trajectory of our family. Yeah, and there are seasons where you're going to have to work hard. Starting a business requires a lot of time. It requires a lot of work. And so you have to be willing to sacrifice. You know, as much as I would love to just go shopping and things like that, it's like, okay, I can't. We have to just... hold back on things. We want to eat out, but I have to cook dinner. Just making those sacrifices temporarily until we get to the place where we want to be financially. And then we'll revisit, okay, do I need to keep working? But I think you have to make the decision that's best for you. For your family and your goals. So if you're single, it's different than if you're married and you have 4 kids. That's a lot of people to support financially. And I think for us, it was like, okay, we need to change our income. How are we going to get out of debt, pay off student loans, pay off a house, save it for college on one income. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You have to change something. So for a season, that means we got to grind, we got to work hard, we got to sacrifice, but it'll pay off in the end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, doing what's necessary. It was hard for me. It was kind of like hard and happy when Atiya was going back to work because, you know, as a man, I wanted her to not work.
Oh, yeah, that's that feeling.
Right?
Like,
That's why she wasn't working. And but at the same time, circumstantially speaking, me and her also know what it's like to be dirt broke.
Yeah.
We know what it's like as a married couple.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all went through that phase.
What? We know what it's like to not clearly even understand like how we're gonna eat for the rest of the week.
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
We know what that's like.
Yeah.
So circumstantially speaking, when just that vision of hearing someone like Ayo, hearing someone like you talk about what's necessary to build generational wealth, it's like it clicked. It's like, well, look, I can keep trying to fit a mold, but hey, if we want to do this, then it's going to require both of us working.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the beautiful dynamic of the relationship to where for us, it's just about doing what's necessary at the end of the day, right? It's just doing what's necessary and us having the humility to yield to one another and just make the sacrifice for the season. But going as hard as we're going, we definitely know it's seasonal.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So we can afford to miss a little sleep now because we're looking for the payoff in the long run.
Yeah. I love that. And what I love about it is that, again, going back to what I was mentioning earlier where it's like, yo, like I'm really impressed with y'all, is the notion that I'm pretty sure, and this is a guess, but I'm pretty sure had you continued to say like, babe, please, I really, really just don't want to work. Like, babe, please. That I'm pretty sure you would have been like, all right, babe, look, I gave you the vision. I told you this. I respect if you really don't want to. Yeah. But the beauty of it is that both of you, because you even mentioned it made you even a little uncomfortable seeing her go back. And obviously it made you uncomfortable because getting back out there, you had to dust it off like you said. But the dope thing is that because both of y'all were willing to be uncomfortable in doing that, there are so many people that because of y'all making content together are blessed now. And it's like, had you not also gotten in tech, then one, it would have just been you talking about it by yourself. We still would have been impacting people. Right. But there are people that you can't, there are people that I can't impact that y'all can impact. And it's like, likewise, there are people that you can't impact, but she can impact. Yeah. And then there are people that you can't impact by yourself, but together y'all are able to impact them as a unit. Yeah. And so, you know, a great poet once said, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm forcing we're together. But that being said, I love just what y'all are doing and y'all working together as a unit to impact people, impact the community, and also be a great representation of a married couple. Thank y'all so much for being on Tech is the New Black.
Oh, thanks for having us, Cyrus.
Pleasure to be here.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.